up? It's Keaton here again with another video. Sorry that it wasn't too much videos this weekend. This will be the only video because I was sick, but I'm feeling better today. So yeah, sit back and relax the video. Today I'll be showing you guys how to draw a face. Just a simple video today, but it'll be some tips how to draw the face and like things that might help you, or some things that you want to take from this video and apply it to your own art, daily art. Okay, so the first step of drawing the face is, of course, have a pencil, and the first tip is going to be always don't go in, do it lightly first so that you can erase it easily. So I'm just gonna draw a circle, and if you're really serious about drawing like full bodies or faces, I would recommend looking like anatomy sketches, like skeleton, and look at the skeleton first, and then looking at the muscles and stuff, right? So you draw the circle here for the face. That will be our base, and then we'll mark the chin here. Right, so the chin, I'm gonna add some 2 lines there, and I'm gonna connect them. So we're gonna, sometimes you gotta adjust the chin a little bit. It depends what type of character you're drawing. Yeah. So sometimes you gotta bring the line a little bit down. There. Once you got the chin and the sides connected here, right? Do it lightly. And next is drawing lightly here. These are our guidelines here. So draw a circle here. Draw in the circle. I don't usually do this, but I would recommend you to do this because I did this a long time, these 2 circles, but over time you don't need to use those guidelines. So I would recommend having guidelines and see what fits, right? Another thing is that this does not connect to the other. So let's see here. You can have a little bit of tweaking here. There, I think it looks good. And then what I usually do is I don't even draw the eyes first, or the nose or the mouth. I do the ears first. Know why? It's just, and then just circle the nose too, because it's good for measurement. Like the ears. So I did the measurement. So keep in mind, your eyes to the end of your nose is gonna be the same length there for the ears. So same length, whatever size you want to do. There. I'm gonna add a neck here. So I'm just doing the outline first before I get into the details. Neck. Right. So this is just stylization preferences. If you want to get into realism, it'll be different. Mine's is more stylized, so but I'll show you, fundamentals, different ways you can draw like eyes or ears or mouths or nose. And over time, you as an artist, you start off with something realistic, and over time you just find ways, like simple ways that will look real, like that makes sense in the body, that that looks unique. So for me, for the nose, I just draw 2 lines here. That shade this in, and I put this in. Right. And some people do a circle, and then they have this connecting line here. Just do this, right? Some people do that. That's also good. That one's like the realistic version. I'm just going for more stylization. And keep in mind, I forgot to say this before, if you're drawing a female, I think the chin's a little bit more rounder, because I feel like sharp chins would be for male, right? I feel like female depends on what type of description character you are, but you're doing. But keep in mind, like, you know, if you look at references, you know, female, male heads are different. So I'm just gonna draw the eyes here. The eyes should be kind of connecting to here. So it's like an eye drop. So once you draw eyes, it's like a, how should I say this? It's like a eye drop. Like a squish eye drop. That's the way I think of it. Like, think of like an almond, but you know, like an almond, but just a little curve down here, because that's where the eye goes here. And then no, the fin we have in our eyes there, but I'll explain that later. So while drawing the eyes, I know some artists do half, but so if you're drawing there, you can just make sure that leave some room at the bottom, showing it's looking, the character's looking straight, right? I'm just gonna do the eyebrows here. You can do different expressions. That's where all, like, you know, I think most of the expression comes from the eyebrows, right, in the mouth. That's where you mostly see, like, how to express in characters, right? So keep that in mind. If you want to exaggerate your expressions, like for this character, I'll be like this here. Looks confused, right? But this one, I'm just gonna right. You can do different expressions, like mad more up, but yeah. And then for the lips, depends on like what characters. By the way, if you notice between your nose and their lips, there's gonna be a shadow, and that's gonna because look at, if you're drawing a side profile, just notice it's gonna cast a shadow onto that, kind of like, it's not on the lip, but it's like that part of the skin. If you look in the mirror, it's a little bit dark there, so make sure you shade that. It depends, and at the same time, it depends what character you're drawing, what description you're really doing for a character. And for the eyes, I would recommend, because some people are, I'm scared of drawing eyes too. Make sure you draw it at the same time. Well, I mean, the same time as drawing the outline, like at the same time. Don't draw the eye like one right into one. Just do it in steps. So if I'm gonna draw the eyes, the upper lid, I would draw the other side upper lid, and down, right, and it looks symmetrical, right? But you'll get used to it anyway. And over time, you don't need to do that, but you know. But I like to do that just first. Symmetric. Again, I gotta adjust the chin. This is a lot of adjusting. Chin's a little bit closer there. I would recommend if you're interested in drawing figures, figure drawings, or face, I would recommend look at anatomy books, like science. If you don't like science, but it'll be interesting for you, right? So, like, imagine if you learned something in the book, like, how drawing to show you don't have to read it, but if you like to read it, you could read it. How the body works. If you're getting to animation, you gotta look at how, when you talk, there's certain, how much air you're getting, and having so much details in animation too. You want to get in that feel, but you gotta know the body, how it works, and always the upper lip. So when it's darkened, you can always connect these, but this is for my style, right? So you can always connect these. But I just draw like that. Maybe I should bring this up a little bit. Just for my style. It looks nice. Since I'm gonna draw a girl, let's be a little bit rounder. Face. I forgot. So it'll be a little bit rounder here. And men will have usually pointy. I just changed out the last second because I forgot I was drawing this character because I'm still working on the story. I gotta make watercolor paintings now. I'm barely a little bit sidetracked, but because I have to make watercolors for a story. I'm almost there, but yeah, that's why I'm drawing this character now. This is a new character that I made. Her name is Halsey, so that's why I want to make this video and showing my process, right? How to draw a face and then seeing what designs fit on here. Right? Since you got like the base structure of the face, if you want to add expression, like a little smile, right, or any expressions, you can do that. Right? Add some expression. We'll add the shadows layer. But for the hair now, I'm gonna draw a guy on here. The hair, keep in mind, I'm gonna erase that. It's a little bit too much. Yeah. Keep in mind, the hair is supposed to be a little bit more volume than your ground. Some people just draw it. It's really thin. It looks like your character's gonna be balding. Make sure you add that volume to the hair. Make sure, unless your character is balding, you can do that. But add volume in hair. So if you add volume, it looks like they have hair, right? If you notice your hair, your scalp, there's a little bit of distance there, right? So I'm gonna draw the hair. I'm gonna do a pony hair. Let's do a pony hairstyle. It's my first time doing a pony tail. Let's see. Actually, I'm just gonna stick with long phone hair because this character I mentioned. I was thinking, should I do a pony hairstyle? But I'm not going to. Just gonna stick with the generic blonde hair. Make sure you erase your guidelines after. For girls, the eyes, I would recommend make this part a little bit longer. It looks like a eyelash. Just or something. I'll make this a little bit. There. Where's this part there? There. I'm erasing the ear because the hair is going to cover that. There, and I'm just going to start the shading. It's dark. I gotta fix the eyebrows a bit here. There. Should have made it too. There. A little bit of adjusting here. No, make the eyes a little darker here. And we'll get into the shading. Usually you can add a little details in the eyes, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just outlining the character and adding just adding fill fins in right. So now we're gonna add the shadows. You might be wondering, where do I put the shadows? So here above the eyes, because it's casting the shadow. Here. And here in between the nose here. Nose here. A little bit out and make sure it fades out a little bit. Yeah. There. Also below the neck, obviously. I'm just gonna add some earrings on her. Also a bit of shadows between hair. Another advice on drawing hairs that you split into chunks. So if you split into chunks, except you're drawing a boy's hair, you split this one, you split, don't group it. Put into chunks anyway. But if you're drawing girl hair, it's pretty easy if you want to draw girl's hair, but again, you can split into chunks right here. This is another chunk here, but I'm not gonna do that. Try different shading too. Try doing hatching, smudging, dots. Right. What I mean by dots is, you make a dot. And when the dots get closer, it gets darker. When you make them further apart, that means it's a layer. So that. Make sure you blend. And when you're blending, it's all about that pressure on that pencil. So, how the throat has a little bit of that. There. And there. I'm not too. Let's see here. I think I made it. I think the hair I need to add. I think I added a decent amount of volume. There. I don't know, I always like to draw a little bit of hair beside the eye there. Just erasing the outlines here, make it less messy. No. And There's how you draw a face. I'll make the lips a little bit darker. And so on the bottom of it. She's smiling. That's how you draw a face there. I would recommend doing different expressions. Read a book about anatomy if you're really into drawing figures, faces. You don't have to read it, you just study. Like I said, art is 9%. You're doing art is observation, and another advice is put into shapes. Right, that'll be another video on that. But yeah, I'll be trying to. I'll try experimenting with a little bit of shorts and stuff. If you're done, you can add color to this. But yeah, hope you have a good day. If you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe. There's a bit of change. Because usually I do videos on weekends. I might try to do little shorts on funny little comics or little tips. So give me some time on that because I want to experiment with that. And hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.